Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 5. Today's video will be a bit sparse on commentary. It will be a big time lapse, with a little bit of fixing and fine-tuning here and there, just to keep things rolling smoothly. I wanted to get the town building out of the way, so we will laser focus on finishing all the buildings today, with only a couple roads left to complete at the end. I can only do so much future planning before the construction queue just starts to become longer and longer, which would only get worse, since we don't even have a dedicated construction hub yet. So, we will drop all future plans, and get the town done today. Things will be a bit more compressed than usual, since the finished recording was almost 2 hours long. I will still comment when stuff happens, but the rest of the time, it will be just the music going in the background. Before we get started, if this is not your first video from this channel, you already know what to expect. If you want to be kept up to date, please consider subscribing, and if you like what you see, leaving a like will also help letting me know what to focus on. But enough talking, let's get into it. The most important thing we need to take care of at the start is the vehicle maintenance station. If we kept it going in this state, it would get clogged up sooner or later, so we need to make sure it can operate continuously without constant supervision. To achieve that, we just need to give it a small outside warehouse to store all the materials and components. No need to worry about the steel and the aluminium though, those have enough space not to be an issue. We should also give the fire station a high priority. We are going to have buildings built in the vicinity, so we should do our best to protect them. In the meantime, we can also continue upgrading the town roads. Same as before, we will focus on finishing the smaller sections first, making sure vehicles can still get around using other roads, and we will upgrade the longer sections after those are done. Okay, the buses are really clogging up the construction pipeline. We will need to deal with them somehow, so they are running properly. The truck goes to the bus depot, waits a little bit, then goes back home. That's highly inefficient. I also decided that we should wait on the building of the industrial stuff a little. Let's get the town done, and then we can worry about the factories. In my desperation to keep things going, I took the buses out of the repair queue, and suddenly, construction sprung to life. Since we are about to finish building the fire station, we should start thinking about the workers. Instead of using a second bus line for it, we could just combine the existing maintenance line with it, by using the local bus stop. We just need to give the pedestrians a way to reach everything, and it will work fine. Nice, the maintenance warehouse is done. We just set up the space allocations in it to reflect the needs of the attached building, tell the distribution offices how to deal with the new circumstances, and the supply issues should be sorted from now on. In fact, we could get rid of one of those offices entirely, which we will likely do in the next episode, since we will need them to deal with the town supplies. And the fire station is done. For now, 2 trucks will be plenty enough, and we can start using the local bus stop, so the foreign workers can work in both there, and in the maintenance garage. This truck is still going back and forth, not really accomplishing anything. Okay, these buses are starting to become a big problem. Maybe if we increase the frequency of the buses going to the garage, there would be workers to deal with the repairs a bit more reliably. I think those extra buses worked. Now we have both maintenance trucks sitting idle in the garage, instead of going back and forth not accomplishing anything. Wow, the bigger customs house has a lot more workers available. Maybe we should redirect the dedicated bus line there, so the staffing can be a bit more reliable in the fire station, and leave more of them for the construction buses in the other border building. You know, I don't think we should worry about repairing the farming machinery right now. The silo is already full up, so let's just stop working on the fields, fix the tractors and harvesters up, and then let them sit in there until we need them again. We might need to build a small residence near the maintenance garage. I'm not convinced relying on buses will be frequent enough for proper operation. If that doesn't work, we will just build a second office in town, and demolish the old one. I think at this point we can safely start upgrading certain parts of the town streets between the finished intersections, as long as the vehicles can reach everything else. Okay, you know what? At this point, road upgrades should be the secondary goal for our construction offices. Let's give the buildings the higher priority. I thought the constant staring at the town was a bit boring, so I decided to catch a ride on one of the trucks, just to break up the monotony. And to give my fingers a rest, and not hold down Control 1 all the time. Nice. The hospital is finished. Time to buy the ambulances. I always just went with the fastest one before, but this time, I decided to buy a fleet of Barcases. I just love those old junkers. And look, even the maintenance services got built. I think I will buy a bunch of Blue E05s for the small containers, and 2 more Skodas for the big ones. Great. The cinema is done, and it seems the sports center too in the back there. And there's the kindergarten. And there's the police station. Let's buy our brand new patrol cars. This time, I went with the V24, but I might replace them with something a bit more iconic, like a Dacia, or a Lada in the future. We can also start filling up the service buildings with fuel at this point. And there's the shopping center. I will deal with the actual consumer goods in the next episode. For now, let's just focus on building everything we can. That little residential district is coming along quite nicely. Still haven't decided what to place in the middle. The big star would make the most sense in terms of benefits, but I would rather have something a bit less dominant in there, so I will likely end up getting something from the workshop. We are starting to get fires at this point. I'm really glad to say, our current firefighting capacity seem to be enough to combat the emergencies right now. Only a single apartment block remains, apart from the roads of course. I toyed with the idea of ending the recording here, but decided to press on until at least the buildings were completed. And there. All the buildings in town are finished. In the next episode, we will deal with the logistics, and we can start working on the industries next. If all goes well, we should have people living in those apartments soon, and they can start working for the betterment of the Republic. We still need to deal with a couple things. I would like to set up a small amusement park somewhere, maybe near the waterfront, so people can forget about booze and religion, and I would also like to give them a radio station if possible. It will take a while for everyone to get a radio, but it's still the best way to increase the loyalty. I already have that medium-sized station from the workshop that we had in the last series, so we should be able to squeeze it in somewhere in town. And of course, we still need the party HQ, and all the extra infrastructure that we need to unlock, like the secret police. Anyways, if you haven't done it already, I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel, and leaving a like would also let me know that this video was worth making. If you feel that it was good enough, and you can afford it, please consider going to my Ko-fi page, which you can find in the description, and donate an amount that you feel is appropriate. And if you did like what you've seen, there should be links to some of my other videos and playlists on the screen. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next one.